Cosmic Ghost Rider is a book that doesn't know what it wants to be. It's written by Donny Cates, the illustrious Donny Cates, the only saving grace of Marvel at this point. He's the only one at Marvel who can write a fucking story. Well, I guess him, Ethan Sacks, and Mike Costa. But Ethan Sacks and Mike Costa are only on one book each. And they're just throwing everything at Donny Cates. If they think that it might have the possibility of failing, they give it to Donny Cates for him to write, because they know that he's going to do a good job. When I first bought Cosmic Ghost Rider, I thought that it was going to be a serious book. I thought it was going to be Johnny Blaze, which ended up not being. It's actually Frank Castle from the Thanos Wins series. So I thought it was going to be Johnny Blaze, and I thought it was going to be something like really serious. Turned out it wasn't serious at all. It's very tongue-in-cheek. It's very Donny Cates-esque humor, which it's funnier than Gail Simone humor. If you go into it knowing that it's supposed to be funny and ironic, it's amusing. It's not great. It's amusing. So issues 1 and 2, when I read them, when I read issue 1, I hated it because it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Then I bought issue 2 by accident because I just didn't remove it from my pull list. And when I read issue 2, knowing that it was going to be kind of silly, I actually really enjoyed it. And then when I went to issue 3, I didn't really like issue 3 that much, even though I knew it was going to be silly. In issue 3, what we have is we have Cable coming in trying to kill baby Thanos that Frank Castle has, and Frank Castle wants to raise Thanos essentially to prevent the destruction of the universe and to try to change time. But Cable comes in and says, "No, you're actually going to do an even worse job." And the running joke is that Cable keeps on bringing alternate future versions of people, and he gets older and older and older. So although in our time it's happening every 5 minutes, in Cable's time he's going back and then bringing back the people. So he's going back for 5 years, bringing back new people. And it's always kind of like these mishmash of heroes that he comes back with to signify that it's an alternate future. And it was fine. The ending of issue 3 was kind of cool. I'll just spoil it right now. He's actually Frank Castle is visited by Punisher Thanos, who is grown now and is the Thanos that Frank Castle raised. But it was still kind of silly, and I actually didn't really like it that much. Issue 4, though, completely changed. So I went to issue 4 thinking it was also going to be silly, even though this is kind of a more serious cover than the others. And it actually was a really serious book, and it took itself extremely seriously. There was kind of like a little humor sprinkled in here and there, but for the most part, this book kind of was trying to tug at your heartstrings and setting up the next couple of issues, which I'm sure are going to be a fight between Punisher Thanos and Punisher Ghost Rider. So in this book, what we have is that we have Thanos brings Ghost Rider, Punisher, Frank Castle into this kind of alternate universe that Cable came from. And first of all, Punisher, Frank Castle is there, and he's living with his wife, and he's happy, and it's kind of like this paradise. But in order for this paradise to have happened, Punisher Thanos had to round up all the kind of undesirables and put them in. It kind of looks like Escape from New York, if you ever saw that movie with Snake Plissken. So they put him in like this horrifying version of New York City. I know, even more horrifying than New York City actually is right now. But it's kind of like this big city prison. And basically anybody who's bad goes to that city prison. And so in order to have kind of this utopia outside the city walls, he had to kind of make this. I got the impression that he was trying to like kind of make it look like a concentration camp, but it really just kind of looks like a prison, and it looks like a dystopian prison. So anyway, but then Frank Castle kind of says that no, this isn't what I wanted, and then realizes that no matter what he did, this kind of says like nature instead of nurture is going to take over. Nature instead of nurture is going to take over. No matter what you do, you're going to end up. Thanos is going to end up being bad. It's just like he's going to signify it in a different way, or it's going to personify him in a different manner. So then we have the classic trope of together we can rule the galaxy, blah blah blah, and Thanos and Frank Castle begin to fight. So yeah, so that sets up the next issue. So it was really strange though, because the tone completely shifted. So issues 1, 2, 3, you kind of had this tongue-in-cheek, not taking itself too seriously, silly tone. And in issue 4, it just completely reverses and goes, no, now it's time for us to be serious. This is what the series is supposed to be about. But we don't see any of that foreshadowing in issues 1 through 3. So this is not a recommend at all. If anything, I was actually going to drop this. After reading issue 3, I was going to drop it. But then issue 4 kind of brought me back a little bit. I'm kind of curious to see what Donny Cates is going to do with this, just because he is a good writer. Donny Cates knows how to tell a story. He's really good at it. And his dialogue doesn't bother me like Bendis or Wade, whose dialogue is horrible. But so yeah, this isn't a recommend though. I'm gonna stay with it though, just because I'm a huge Ghost Rider fan. Whatever. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Are you guys reading this? I don't think anybody's actually reading this, to be honest. I think this is kind of just like an afterthought. This is just basically a continuation of the Thanos Wins arc, which apparently didn't do well in sales. But yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Like, share, and subscribe. The art in these is really nice, though. I really like the art in these. You can follow me at Trajan Channel on Twitter. I will catch you guys later. It's a nice cover.